Today's field trip is courtesy of Mark and Janet Hilbert, who wanted to share their wonderful collection with you today.
What a sight! California artist Millard Owen Sheets traveled abroad, from Hawaii to Europe and even Central America. Yet eventually he was drawn right back to this great golden state of California. Artists like Ralph Hewlett just could not stay away from the natural wonders of California. This is the California that men dreamed of years ago. This is the Pacific that Balboa looked at, from the Peak of Darien. Author Henry Miller once offered up those mighty words of praise to the land of milk and honey. California. People migrated to California, and between the 1920s and 1930s, the state saw more than a 65% increase in population. Population growth and industry would change the landscape. The subjects of California's artwork would never be the same again. In 1937, more than a decade before Walt Disney was influenced by the carousel in Griffith Park, a painter named Barse Miller was inspired by Griffith Park's sister carousel, located in Lincoln Park, East Los Angeles, California. Our next painting is by a gentleman named Lee Everett Blair, and it's appropriately entitled Mary by the Sea. Now, if you haven't put it together already, the little lady in the painting is the Mary Blair. Her modern sense of color and styling was applied to many of Walt Disney's attractions, like It's a Small World. And speaking of small worlds, Lee Blair's older brother Preston also shared a similar passion for the arts. Not too far from Walt Disney's studio on Hyperion Avenue, Preston Blair captures the Bunker Hill Trolley at sunset in Los Angeles, California. As the country was climbing out of a depression in the mid to late 1930s, quite a few artists made it out west to attend schools like Chouinard Institute in Los Angeles. Now, Walt was a wolf on the prowl for some new talent, which Walt Disney Productions would subsequently attract in all forms. Looks like nobody's afraid of the big bad wolf in this practical painting, produced for the Jamar Specialty Company in 1940. And they called it Bella Notte. This beautiful night painting is actually an original animation production cell used in Walt's 1959 release of Lady and the Tramp. The next painting was produced approximately 2 years earlier in the studio's advertising department. Yes, sirree. In its heyday, the studio certainly was bustin' with talent. You know, that reminds me. Walt Disney once said, "Whatever you do, do it well." In fact, do it so well that when people see you do it, they'll want to come back and see you do it again. And I suppose that's why we're here today, to see it all again. So as a spectator, there's just one last thing I'd like to say to all of you California artists, whether you've made contributions to Walt or not. Job well done.